Okay, hi everybody. Happy Bank Holiday Monday. I'm super excited today to have Cathy Williams with me to do a short Q&A. Cathy's going to be running our pregnancy and birth tent this year at Tribal Hearts, along with Lindsay Dalton. Both of these ladies have just been so incredibly supportive of Tribal Hearts, and I'm super grateful for that. And I absolutely admire and love the work that you do. So yeah, just thrilled to have you back, really.
It's wonderful, Vanessa. I love Tribal Hearts, and so do my clients.
Oh, thank you so much. And also I'm just going to say, make sure you stay tuned to the end of this video because I'm going to be telling you a little bit about our May Monday Madness competition that is going live from today, which will give you lots of opportunities to win some lovely prizes, more of which will be revealed later. Okay, so let's get started on our Q&A. So if you can just start off, Cathy, by telling us a bit about who you are and what you do.
Oh, thank you, Vanessa. So I'm an antenatal teacher and a doula, and I do other bits postnatally and antenatally, including baby massage and some parenting and online courses.
Okay, awesome. And I know you're having a retreat day this weekend because I'm very lucky to be coming along. So thank you very much for that. So can you just tell us a little bit about your retreat days as well?
Thank you. I'm looking forward to spending the day with you and introducing you to the lovely setting of Toft Manor in Sharnbrook, where we have our retreat. It's just north of Bedford. Stunning grounds, lots of sculptures. There's a beautiful labyrinth. And we're going to spend the day just having a totally relaxed day. As mums, we're all busy juggling, and we're trying to work out who we are as well as we cope with the transition from being an independent woman to being a mum, and how that changes as our children grow up. And I've got I've got a mum with a 3-4 month old baby coming, and I've got a grandma. And the lovely thing is that she's coming with her daughter, who came on one of my retreats last year, and so she's coming back this year with her mum, and it actually was her Mother's Day present to her mum.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, awesome. Okay. So yeah, I mean, obviously your business kind of just is all about self-care, supporting mums, and kind of empowering mums, I guess, because like you say, it's so hard to juggle everything and actually find the time to take that time for yourself, and just remind yourself that you are very important and doing an amazing job. So thank you so much for kind of putting that out there and supporting mums. I'm very grateful, and I think it's amazing what you do.
Thank you.
Okay, so at the last festival back in 2017, I know that your birth story circle just went down amazingly. We had such great feedback, so I'm gutted that I can't actually join in with these things at the festival because I'm running around like a headless chicken. So if you can tell us a little bit more about what that kind of involves, and also who it is aimed at, because I know I've still got some negativity towards my birth experience, even though I'm, feel very emotional and kind of overwhelmed when I think about the fact that I did it and she's here and, all was well in the end. It still kind of triggers a few tricky emotions for me. So I'm imagining it's a very uplifting, empowering experience, and not just for new mums. Is that right? Can you just tell us a bit?
Absolutely. It was a very special time for me as well. There were tingles down my spine around doing the birth story circle at the last Tribal Hearts, and I was supported by Lindsay, the other doula, that's going to be doing the pregnancy and birth and baby space, and it was. Well, I think we had about 10, 11 women there, and some of them had newborn babies, some of them were pregnant, and some of them, their children were much older, because how our birth goes affects us, and it stays with us like it stays with you. And you can be both delighted with your baby being there and thrilled about certain aspects, and still find the other bits difficult. And the aim of the birth story circle is, by coming together as women and sharing our stories, we learn from each other, and there is no judgment, there is no one way is better than other. Lindsay and I are there to support everybody, and so that they can feel heard if they need to talk through their story or if they have questions. And it's lovely, we have positive stories that people want to share, and we have more difficult stories, and just by telling the stories, threads that merge, and then those threads become learning points and reflection points, and helps people to give their story context and understand the different influences and pressures that we're on. And I've been at lots of births, and I have to say women are amazing. World owes a debt, because every person on this planet came from a woman's body, and we owe an awful huge debt, whether they push them out their vagina or put themselves under a surgeon's knife. Women are amazing.
Agreed.
One of the things that happens is that isn't recognized in our current medical model of childbirth, and so helping women to come to terms with what happened, but sort of talk it through and work it out. That's the aim of it. And so very welcome, and look forward to it. We ended up people getting partners to bring food. It was a very social.
I was going to say, I remember it kind of went on, didn't it? Because
we moved out and went and sat under the shade.
Which is so.
People brought us food, and I think I had great feedback as well from people saying that it really helped them, and either to deal with an experience they'd had, or it helped them with an upcoming
and I was going to say, I think also, if you have had a negative experience that you're still trying to heal from, then any future births, that could just be really stressing you out. So kind of moving on from that, and knowing that despite what might have happened the first time round, that you still have that power to have an amazing birth experience, and kind of let go of that fear. So that's great, and I can just relate so much to everything that you've said, about the medical model and all of that, because that's exactly how I felt. I actually felt very, very confident when I was pregnant, and read up on all the hypnobirthing and practiced everything like that. And I was really excited and looking forward to my birth, had a home birth planned, and then at the end of it, I just felt really let down, and I felt like that empowerment had just been taken away, that they didn't trust me, and so it made me, I was angry, and when I think about it, I still am, that was kind of taken away. And like we've both said, that actually women are amazing, and we're all capable of doing this, whichever way that is. So just giving you back that power. So that's great. I'm so excited to have that back, so thank you. And you mentioned sorry, carry on.
I was going to say, and I'm really excited that you've invited Lindsay and I to do a couple of other sessions that relate with that, so that if people can't make the birth story circle, or they want to dig deeper, so that I'm going to be doing a talk about reclaiming your birthing power, and together with Lindsay we're going to do a workshop about your options. And that's one of the things that comes out of the birth story circle, is that people find out what other people did, and then you go, oh, I didn't know you could do that. and actually that's very powerful as well, knowing what your options are, particularly if you're looking for something that isn't the standard care. And I think like your experience, a lot of people think that when they are in labour, that the midwife and the doctor will do everything they can to help you have a straightforward birth. And that's one thing that actually doesn't always happen, because the policies get in the way. The management of the maternity care as a huge system gets in the way. And there's also a huge fear of birth. People talk about women being frightened and fearful of birth, but I see it particularly in some of the medical profession.
Absolutely.
Then affects their judgment and how, and they in order to deal with their own fear, they take the control. And they take the control away from women so that then they can deal with their own uncomfortable feelings by taking control. But what that means, and they're human beings, they are human beings, so you can sort of understand it. But what it means is that then that leaves the woman without the power. And if only they'd give the power back to the women, because it's the women's responsibility, it's the women's body, it's the women's baby. And so,
No, that's absolutely right. I completely agree. I was going to just say, actually, my next question was, how do you think your other workshops can kind of prepare mums and dads for that positive birth experience? So you've kind of touched on that already. You mentioned the workshops that you'll be holding. I know also Lindsay, I think, is going to be doing some kind of drop-in sessions for anyone who just works, because some people might want to come, or they might miss the workshops if they're going, there's so much going on at the festival, and they might just want to pop in and ask some questions. I think Lindsay's also offering some breastfeeding support. So I don't know if you want to add anything else to that, anything about the other workshops or what they involve or how you think they can help.
Now I will be hanging around the birth and baby space. I've got it's going to be a sky blue I forgot the little bell tent. So you can find us. Find us. So you're able to drop in, and I'll be hanging around there as well if anybody wants to have a chat and come to the workshops. Yes, so the reclaiming your birthing power is actually that women are blinking powerful, and women in giving birth are blinking powerful, and that's got forgotten, and how you can find that power again, and how some of it is just in terms of the language, some of it's in terms of tuning into yourself. We've lost the ability to listen to our bodies. We tend to want to control our bodies. We go on diets, we strap ourselves into tight clothes or figure hugging underwear, and we control what our face looks like, we control when we have our periods. We can take control of our body, and then we've lost the ability to tune in. So actually stopping and learning to actually listen to what your body's saying, and you'll have inner wisdom, because I think a lot of women think that midwives and doctors are the experts. Yet that actually inside you is the instinctive knowledge of thousands and thousands of years of birthing women. So even if you had trouble giving birth, your mother had trouble giving birth, your grandmother had trouble giving birth, her mother didn't, and her mother and her mother. Otherwise we wouldn't be here. So.
I know, and we talk about the fact that, obviously things have changed a lot, and, there are health and safety things to think about, and making sure, obviously, babies delivered safely. But, they used to walk out into the field and have a baby, come back again and cook the dinner or whatever, and this is kind of, it was just so instinctive, that it was just completely different times, wasn't it? So kind of remembering that we're still humans, we're still from the same place that they were.
And actually even now, where you have midwifery models that really support women and follow the women and understand birth, they have very few interventions with better outcomes for babies. I was reading it, hang on a minute, you can come in, darling. Sorry, one of mine coming in. I was reading about a group of midwives, a home birth team in Ayrshire, I think, in Scotland, and their transfer rate's really, really low. And in the whole of the year, they've not had one baby need special care.
Oh, wow.
And their emergency cesarean rate for the women under their care was tiny. And this is what happens actually when you get the care that actually fits with the biological realities of birth as an involuntary bodily function.
Just hit my head on the wall then. Okay, so there's one last thing that I wanted to ask about it's something you're bringing from your retreat days, and it's something again that's new to me, which is another reason I just love that you're coming, because it's all things that I haven't experienced yet. So the labyrinth.
Yes.
It's not a maze. Can you tell us about how that supports mindfulness and well-being, self-care, and all the rest of it?
Absolutely. Labyrinths are different from mazes in that it's one path. There's a phrase that says, in a maze you lose yourself, and in a labyrinth you find yourself. So it's one path, so there are no decisions to be made. You don't have to think, do I need to turn right or left? You literally just putting one foot in front of the other, but it's a twisty path, so you can't work out where it's going. So again, there's no, you can't think, there's no point trying to think ahead. So it makes you really live in the moment. And it's a perfect tool for contemplation, and it's been used throughout the centuries for that purpose. And it's really useful for parents, for everybody, but I think there are a lot of metaphors in there to do with birth and parenting. For example, sometimes, you know, you're heading towards the center and you're thinking, yeah, this is it, I know where I'm going now. And then you'll make a turn and you'll be back out round the edge. Yeah. And you're thinking, what happened there? And I'm sure that resonates with a lot of parents. So, you know, I think that and it's taking time. There's all sorts of things in labyrinths. There's, you know, it's equal number of left and right turns. Right. And it just gives you that space and that time. And it's great for children as well. Children really respond to labyrinths. Lovely for everybody. You can just walk around it with no adjust and use it as just a mindfulness exercise with no precondition, you know, nothing set about what you want to get from it. Or you can take a problem there. And some people walk it in different ways. So maybe they'll think about their problem on the way in, and then they pause in the center to wait and let it all sort out, and then on the way back they're just allowing themselves to be open for to receive some ideas and suggestions for solutions. Some people like to think about the past on the way in and the future on the way out.
Oh, that's nice.
Different ways of using it. And I'm going to be doing a labyrinth workshop as well.
And then the rest of the time it's kind of going to be there for people to use.
Absolutely.
Freely, right? Yeah, so anytime they need to take a moment out. Okay, that's great.
I've got a little, this is a
cool.
labyrinth.
Yeah.
This is a finger labyrinth. So I'm going to be bringing some clay so people can make their own finger labyrinths as well.
Yeah. Okay, great. Awesome. All right, so I have just one more question, and that is, what are you most looking forward to at the festival this year?
I think one of the things that's remarkable about the Tribal Hearts, and why I love it, why my clients all love it, is that it is just so relaxed, and it just feels like a huge family gathering.
Yeah, we get that a lot, and I love that.
And so, and for me, it is a really special time. A lot of my clients do go there, and so it's a way that we can all connect. But also I'm looking forward to making new friends. I met lots of wonderful people last time, and it's just so great to connect with like-minded people. So
thank you. I mean, that it's so lovely to hear other people say that, because I do get that a lot, and that was kind of my aim. And even though I am super busy on the weekend, you know, there's people who have been coming back every year who I now consider my friends, and you know, you guys as well who put the workshops on. You know, it does just feel like a really big family. So if anyone out there hasn't been before and you're kind of nervous, you know, you feel like it will be, because we get single parents coming on their own, but people are just so welcoming.
Yeah.
I've been to lots of festivals on my own with my little girl, and as much as I love them, you know, if they're big festivals, it can be overwhelming, and it is hard to kind of just make a friend. But I think Tribal Hearts is unique in that sense. It's just really friendly and kind of like walking into a big warm hug. So, okay.
I'm just going to quickly say, when I came, the first time I came just as a participant, just as an attendee with my son. And the thing for me, it was like the perfect childhood weekend. What I would want for him, he was running around with sticks, he was making music, had feathers in his hair, he had the most wonderful. We made stuff on the fires, we sat around the fires and sang songs. We had like the best
that's awesome
childhood weekend for him. And so
right.
I think if you just want to give your child, a new magic memories.
You don't necessarily, I think people come for different reasons, and you don't necessarily need to even come for the workshops. Some people are not sure if it's kind of up their street, all these gentle parenting workshops and things. I mean, I will say that they're there to support every type of parent. And I've said before, we kind of sometimes do advertise as a natural parenting festival, but it really is just for everybody, because these are common parenting challenges that we all face. But you can just come for the kids' activities and you'll be busy enough for the whole weekend. And actually this year, and this year we've got loads of new things. So yeah, I'm really excited. I think it's going to be hopefully the best year yet. So thank you so much, Cathy, for your time. It's been amazing talking to you. I'm just going to quickly tell everybody a little bit about our competition that is starting today. It's called our May Monday Madness. And I will be posting a separate video about exactly what this is. But basically, if you buy your tickets between now and the next Bank Holiday Monday in May, first 100 tickets sold are going to be entered into our competition, and you'll have the chance to win 5 times. Well, 5 customers will have the chance to win 5 amazing prizes, one of which is a free retreat day with Cathy. So thank you so much for offering this. It's incredible. And you've heard all about it today, so it's just an amazing opportunity. And there's also the chance to win all of your money back from the cost of your festival tickets. So they're the kind of top 2 prizes, and then we'll have a couple of smaller prizes, a free holistic treatment at the festival. So if you're thinking of coming, if you've been thinking of buying your tickets, now is the time to do it, because there's lots of chances to win. So make sure you go to our website, www.tribalheartsfestival.co.uk, and get booking and come and join our tribe. We would love to see you there, some familiar faces and some new faces. So thanks so much again, Cathy. It was lovely talking to you, and have a lovely Bank Holiday Monday, everybody.
And see you all at Tribal Hearts.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.